hope you're good. I'm Veronique. I'm back again with the new videos on Scope International, focus on the part of the supply chains of African brands. So let me start it for doing these cases. So he's been talking earlier about the SWOT African continent and the impact they're having to the economic of scales. So now let me speak about the following key that been talking to the supply chains of African brands. So the the things that has been said earlier, I've been talking about how the materials, how the equipment they are made by hands, which they produce the materials, they actually design the materials and then they create the process of the operation side with their own hands. So can you imagine how the work in progress is made? And also been talking about the economic of skills of outsourcing process of African fabric within the African continent in Europe by making the shoes, the basket of bands. So they go straight away to the village in Africa, and make those people in Africa to produce the good, to produce the African brands in Africa for those people who doesn't have enough materials, enough money. So there's actually developed a village in Africa. So let me carry on with an example of this woman here. This is those women I've been talking to that last videos. That's the woman that be choosing to make this process, make the business work in Africa. So you can see all over the world where the African brands. So it's an example of what I'm wearing here. So following that, it's from a fabric from Nigeria. So let me read this. It says the following. Most of the equipment of the manufacture in a modern and sophisticated, such as modern, textile, instrument, electronic, and computer control. The sophisticated technical knowledge is being passed on the local engineer and technician for effective management of produce, quality maintenance of other equipment. The company measure raw material by is the Nigeria cotton. That it gain its own genie factory and line produce is used in spinning manufacture of yarns, dyes, and chemical are imported from the best known manufacturer of the world. Also have about 2,000 Nigerian employees with the highest experience in the techno commercials, expert or international standard and operations by having such raw materials in the manufacture in the constantly in the demand in the traditional markets and any other African country. According to Trish 2013, it is believed that African textile may be the higher demand the local design face, concern about the production and the shortage of the raw materials. African Heritage Video 2012 say most of the wholesalers such as Nana Benz outsourcing the fabric from the successful Dutch provider Visco based in the south of Africa, and because the Visco Group 1,600 years for business lead, Africa design trade in the printing wax fabric. And they also say everybody from our politicians and celebrity to the men and women on the streets, the brand are synonym which the style contemporary quality in the West and Central Africa, group of Visco, multiple West Africa, economic with brands, ranking Premier Visco through mid-tier winning acts to contemporary GDP and molding. The company directly employ over 2,100 people, of which 150,000 are located in West Africa, with 450 employees in Tema. This is an example in Nigeria. That example in Nigeria, this is how it's processed correct. So let me carry on to the video. So based on this is how it has been produced in those these organizations in Nigeria. The other one is actually an European who went to a village in Africa who actually using that is an example of fair trade. The way in the fair trade they go to the village, they're using all the resources, they see the resources and they ask such the people there to produce for them, and then they commercial that through the external, for example. And this one is actually another organization which is ATM African Textile Manufacturing in Nigeria, which is led by women. and this is how it has been to be done. So let me carry on with the source of visco. This is an example of visco materials. You can see here on this picture that this is the models of African brand. Here can be pant trousseau dresses, and also you can see the politicians. It's actually, we can see here actually Jim Biden. I put the current president of American in this. I can't believe this is, but I actually put in his picture on it, and I see his wife actually wearing African brands. So let me carry on. So he said the Visco Group downstream supply chain and delivery and employ many more, supporting entrepreneurial among distributor, shopkeeper, and trader. In addition, Nana Benz research to the potential buyers to the continents such as Cameroon, Nigeria, Congo, and Senegal. In this, she said that most of the customer purchase a high volume and reseller to the market, report that the effects of outsourcing on the operations performance objective is important. They are that the effective of outsourcing and operations performance objective that's focused on the outsourcing activity and sensitivity options. For instance, it has long-term strategic importance to companies like that the outsourcing such as most of the manufacturer and wholesaler purchasing to Visco, because Visco in the past has been printing the machine with the goal print 20 yarn of fabric by minute, which normally give one yarn a minute when done by hand, and the last piece of hand was done in 1993. So this is an example of visco picture, the printing of the printing machine. You can see here. That's how it was done to produce that. And according to Donata, the software combined that whole network. In addition, the software will diffuse to the retail and the distributions of different parties the information required to accelerate the process. To be competitive to African market, Visco understand to collaborate with the Kinting global leader in supply chain planning and optimize and improve opportunity because the collaboration Dutch fashion design and production Africans fabric has achieved impressive results since implementing the Quincy software including. So it's actually reduced the lead time by 50% and reduced the delivery reliability to much than 90% and constantly attend an point to the show pace. So to establish a competitive advantage and operational benefit where none currently exist, consist and develop the relationship with the supplier whose current performance is poor and needed to be addressed. This should be a hand select vendors with a lot of potential for working closely with the business to identify opportunity across its value chains and yours. In addition, according to this reference, African became the main focus. About 50% of the project going there, and they give 16% of fiscal profit and all of the profit as key area of investment for the global brand. Supply chain bread, 2013 said. Retails at AMG supply chain meeting in Sarak discussed that there is an opportunity in the sub-Saharan Africa and conclude is to itemize. The aim of the discussion is that most of the retail, such as Grab Food, Fushini, Group, Visco, Vadancom, L'Oreal, and Nestle agree that the investments in the region will be so much double-digit growth over the coming years. The continent poses significant supply chain challenge, creating resilient and efficient supply chains that are through business to support the plan expansions and the footprint in Africa in therefore vitals. So as you see, the impact that Visco has been made to African continent is in the Dutch organization actually produce African continent manufacturing process equipment and so forth. You can see from the following videos, I'm going to give some details of Visco so you can really see who is this organization. So that we say as a African brand, African continent as agile or agile to the supply chain. So we say Lean supply chain process is a strategy that accomplishes mass customization that demonstrate that the productions, the bite size, and meet the consumer specific demand. Lean supply chain key is actually to eliminate waste. So mass customization effectively postpones the tax of difference in the project for specific into the lattice. Is also therefore the need for both manufacturing and supply process to be agile. The arguments say that the strategic process of the local entrepreneur fabric because that's most of the market served by men and women. Customer from different time, different would provide different project, different garments can actually meet the predictable demand and unpredictable demands. And Azoke, you can see the example of the Azoke that I've been saying heard in the last videos. The Azoke that actually a material that I use specifically for wedding in Nigeria. For any unpredictable demand, it's actually impacting the will of the consumer. So how can you meet that? We have 54 countries in Africa that can meet the brands, that can meet the flexibility and dealing with the project for the unpredictable demand. As we have 44 countries in a continent, that means that it is possible to meet the demand. And now, thank you very much for your listening for this part. So the next video is going to be deeper on the African government and the policy of the brand or African brands. So thank you very much for your listening, and I'll see you later for the new videos. Thank you. Bye.